Welcome back. This is episode 74 of the What Do We Do podcast. And on today's show, we're helping you to start the new year off the right way by sharing our top 7 things you need to plan for and do to have a successful 2023. It's going to be a great show, so let's go.
Welcome to What Do We Do? A podcast discussing wealth management and financial planning, featuring key leaders in our communities. Hosted by founder and CEO of Great Lakes Wealth, Dewey Stephan. Tune in to hear how you can plan for and live your best life.
So today's episode is about getting a checklist in order for 2023 so you have the best chance at success, okay? And so is it a new year, same you, or new year, new you? So we want to do all we can to help you not just survive, but thrive. And with an annual checkup for your health, obviously, but an annual checkup for your wealth, absolutely. So we're going to give you 7 items that you can add to your checklist for the year that should help you on your journey. And before we get into it, I would like to thank all of you for tuning in and following and subscribing and downloading. Without your support, our podcast would go nowhere. Well, in fact, we've gone almost 2 million places. We have almost 2 million views on social media and over 50,000 direct downloads of the podcast. So a great big new year thank you to you, all of you out there in YouTube world and podcast nation. As we always say, we're just getting started. Okay, before you do anything, you really want to know where you are now, where you're going, and how you're going to get there. So the first step in your checklist for 2023 is to itemize your assets and your liabilities, figure out your monthly income and your monthly expenses. So go ahead and make sure you pulled out all of your year-end bank statements, investment accounts, any of your valuables, make an itemized list of those. Those would be your assets. And on the other side of the equation would be your liabilities. Those would be any student loans or other obligations you have out there. If you have a mortgage, certainly any credit card debt. So anything that would be considered a liability would be stacked up against your assets. And hopefully you have more assets than liabilities. Otherwise, you have a negative net worth. That's a little fast fact for today. Assets minus liabilities equal net worth. And so if you have more debt than you do assets, you actually have a negative net worth. And that is not what we want to have. So we're going to work towards investing for success and getting your financial house in order. Number 2 on our list is to set your goals for the year. What is it that you want to accomplish in 2023? Maybe it's deal with debt. Maybe it's invest for success. But whatever your goals are, we want you to knock them down into short-term, medium-term, and long-term goals. Your short-term goals should be pay off any high-balance credit cards. As we've said before, what's the easiest way to make 24.99%? Pay off that 24.99% credit card, okay? That should be a short-term goal for sure. Other goals in the short term would be maybe 3 to 6 months cash on hand as an emergency account. For your medium term, maybe it is save for a vacation. Maybe it's save up to purchase a home, maybe purchase a car, maybe any longer term debt that's out there like student loans. So anything out there in the short term, medium term, and then long term might be setting yourself up for retirement. Maybe it's paying off that mortgage. Could be helping out your grandkids. It could be all kinds of things. So just make sure your short-term goals 0 to 1 year. Your medium or intermediate term goals, 1 year to 10 years. And then those long-term goals, those would be your 10-year to longer, maybe 30-year goals. Living on a budget is so critical to your financial success. You have to live within your means, and you have to pay attention on a monthly basis, a quarterly basis, and certainly a yearly basis to make sure that you are staying on track and maybe even getting ahead of the game a little bit. Once you have your budget set up, you need to track it. You can use spreadsheets. You can use any types of documents that would help you, but make sure that as you go along, you track your success monthly, quarterly, annually, and make any adjustments along the way. After you have your budget established, number 4 on our list is to remind yourself that April 15th and the tax day is just around the corner. So now that we're in the end of January, you should be getting any W-2s, any 1099s. You should be able to start getting your documents together for your annual tax preparation. This will help you to understand if you're maybe going to get a refund or you're going to owe. So that would also go back into your budget. And if you're getting a refund, then you can automatically start to figure out where you would put those excess funds. And if you're going to pay the tax man this year, then again, you need to start putting some money away in escrow or starting to build up your cash account to make that payment. Next, we want to make sure that our current investments are on track for 2023, as well as our future investments for 2023. So we want to take a look at both our retirement accounts as well as our non-retirement accounts, our current balance. Let's see how the asset allocation is put together. Maybe it's deviated from 2022. It was a pretty challenging year, so I imagine it needs to be rebalanced. But also any new investments you're going to make for 2023, those also might be different than how you allocated those funds in 2022. So we'll start with your retirement assets. With all that happened last year in 2022 with inflation going up, the IRS did make a cost of living adjustment to allow all of us to add more to our retirement accounts. For 401ks and 403bs, the 2023 limit is now $22,500 plus a $7,500 catch-up provision for those 50 and older. That would make all in $30,000 for those retirement investors 50 and older, and everyone under 50, you can again put up to $22,500 into your 401k or 403b for 2023. So you might want to check your documents and how much you are putting aside each pay to make sure that you'll have it maxed out by the end of the year. And besides your 401k at work or your 403b, we want to talk about your individual retirement accounts. Those would be IRAs or Roth IRAs. In the case today, I'm going to talk both about Roth IRAs and traditional IRAs, but I encourage everyone out there that qualifies for a Roth IRA to make sure that you don't miss this opportunity. So the max for 2023 for your IRA and your Roth IRA, if you qualify, is $6,500. There's also a $1,000 catch-up provision if you're over age 50. So thinking about your Roth IRA or your traditional IRA, number one, you have to qualify. So check with your tax professional to make sure that you do qualify. And if you qualify, please go ahead and max it out as soon as you can. Doing the math, $500 a month times 12 months is $6,000. So just over $500 a month would fully fund your Roth or your traditional IRA for the year. I'm going to put a few pieces of math in front of you so you can understand how important it is to invest for your retirement in your 401k and 403b, but also through your Roth IRA or your traditional IRA, if those are options for you as well. $6,500 a year for 10 years. Simple math would be a $65,000 investment, okay? And if you were able to get a 10% return on that investment, that would be compounded $47,420 on top of the $65,000 that you've put in over those 10 years. That makes a total of $122,420. Now, if you started at age 20 and did it to age 30, you would now be 30 with $122,420 in your retirement account. Now, don't add any more money. Just let that continue to compound. $122,000 doubles to $244,000, et cetera, et cetera. Well, if you just let it compound and you stop adding at age 30, when you turn 65, you'll still have $1.332 million. That's $1,332,000. And guess what? If it's in a Roth IRA or in your 401k or 403b as a Roth investment, then that's tax-free money for you. Okay, so I did another analysis for you. If you don't stop at age 30 and you just keep investing, you will have over $3.2 million when you're 65. This is insane. The opportunity that you have to invest for success in either a 401k, 403b, traditional IRA, or Roth IRA, just a little bit of money over a long period of time when you're using compounding will turn an acorn into the big oak tree. How about $500 a month turns into $3.2 million, and it can all be tax-free. It's never too late to start. I encourage everyone watching, everyone listening to start now. It's not too late. Start now. Next on our list for 2023 checklist for success would be to create or review your estate plan. Now, if you're younger, you might say, I don't even need to do this quite yet. Well, that's not true. No matter how old you are, you can absolutely put a will together. You can go online. You can just search out, fill in the blank wills, and have something just in case, God forbid, something happens to you unexpected. But you should have a will, look at a trust, look at healthcare directives, anything that would make it easier for your family to deal with a tragedy that happens in your life or your family's life is necessary. Also, part of your estate plan would be your insurance. So make sure your insurance coverages are up to date. This could be life insurance. This could be disability insurance, which is very important in case something happens and you can't work. Also, take a look at your auto insurance, your homeowner's insurance, any insurance that's out there. That would be part of your estate plan to make sure your beneficiaries are up to date, make sure your coverages are up to date. Just make sure that you have everything set. Part of your plan would be your estate plan. Number 7 on our list would be investing for success. It's a new year. It's a new you. You need to learn as you go. We say that knowledge is power and investments are not all created equal. What worked last year probably won't work this year. There's a lot of opportunities in 2023 because of all of the challenges in 2022. And what we say at Great Lakes Wealth is volatility creates opportunity. And so this year for 2023, we see opportunities all over the place. And on our next podcast, we're going to get into the investing playbook for 2023, how to invest for success. But in the meantime, you need to do your work. You need to understand what it is you're trying to accomplish. What are your goals for 2023? Where are you now? Where are you going? And how are you going to get there? As we always say at Great Lakes Wealth, a goal without a plan is just a wish. Now, I do have a wish for all of you that in 2023, you make a plan and you stick to it to have a successful 2023. We want you to follow, subscribe, listen along all year to the What Do We Do podcast. We will help you invest for success and be wealthy, healthy, and wise. With that, I want to thank you for tuning in to another episode of the What Do We Do podcast. And as we like to say, live your best life, be radically generous, a great big booyah to ya. And it's 2023, and we're just getting started.
The opinions expressed in this program are for general information purposes only and are not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual or any specific security. It's only intended to provide education about the financial industry. To determine which investments may be appropriate for you, consult your financial advisor prior to investing. Any past performance discussed during this program is no guarantee of future results. Any indices referenced for comparison are unmanaged and cannot be invested into directly. As always, please remember investing involves risks and possible loss of principal capital. Please seek advice from a licensed professional.